Hi guys, welcome back to The Witch in the Woods, and this is a very special episode because today we are going to talk about Imbolc. Brigid is a Celtic goddess long associated with the time of Imbolc around the 1st of February. Her name means the High One or the Bright One. From the Proto-Celtic Briganti. She was originally a Celtic goddess but became an Irish saint and carried on throughout the ages under the guise of the Christian Church. Imbolc is the day sacred to Brigid, and it marks the time when the snow drops and the first daisies begin to appear, and the first days of spring have arrived. Brigid was one of the Tuatha De Danann and the wife of Bres. However, she goes by many other names. In Welsh she is Thraid, or Braid, or Braint. Some call her Bertha, or Berchta, or Perchta. Many place names in Britain are associated with her. She is St. Brigid in Ireland, Bride in Cumbria, Brig or Brigid or Bride in Gaelic. One of her names is also Brigantia. The northern hill folk of Yorkshire were the Brigantes, and they named their tribe after their patron goddess. It was said that Brigid was the goddess that was loved by poets, but that she also had two other sisters, Brigid the healer and Brigid the smith. She is then a triple goddess, 3 Brigids in fact. It's one of my favourite festivals, this Imbolc. It means the sun is returning and the first flowers are coming back. So I'm so happy and it feels so fresh. The sun is out. So I'm really happy about this. It's so fresh out here. It's absolutely lovely. The sun has been shining and it's just absorbing all that ultraviolet into the third eye. I love it. So today we're going to be talking about some of the special features of Imbolc, and especially its relation to the goddess Brigid, who is in fact one of my own kind of patronage deities. I connect with Brigid on many levels, so I'd like to explore Brigid a little creatively this time round. So here we go, let's get on with it. So while I was researching Brigid, I felt that I wanted to explore many of her different faces, and so I made a few rough sketches of her in my journal. She is linked to sacred fires which were kept at Kildare, where an eternal flame was kept by 19 virgins. The holy site at Kildare was said to be surrounded by a hedge which no man could cross, or if he crossed it he may be crippled or go mad or be cursed. She has 2 faces, one dark, one beautiful, and this dual aspect links her to Perchta, who it was said was unfortunate to have one very large foot. Poor Poodlefrau. And this foot was called her goose foot or her swan foot, and implied that she had the ability to shapeshift to animal form. In other stories it was said that a foot was so large from working the treadmill of a spinning wheel. So with all these aspects, could I find an image of Brigid that showed her many roles? I had worked with Brigid before, and she is a goddess who combines creativity with healing, and so she gave me these 3 words to concentrate on for this year. I took one of these images and began a painting, and this is where patience applies. It takes time to create art and practice and improve your skills. I concentrated on the dual aspect of Brigid that showed her halfway between winter and spring. In Scotland, the stories tell how Brigid was pursued by the Cailleach, who tried to keep the land in winter, and how the two fought this battle until Brigid finally won around about March. In Hoodoo, Brigid is also honoured. In this tradition she is called Maman Brigida. In Hoodoo she is a goddess associated with fire and with snakes. This association with snakes made me recall the tradition that a snake will emerge from the hole on the brown day at Bride. This tradition is somewhat similar to Groundhog Day, where if you see no shadow of the groundhog then spring has arrived. So the snake, I suspected, was a very important symbol associated with her, and one that I must include in my painting. So slowly I was beginning to uncover the bare bones of this goddess and what she meant to me. So, the goddess Brigid was not only a patron goddess of smithcraft, healing and poetry, but she was also a goddess of domestic animals, and particularly cows and cattle. There is a sculpture, a carving of St Brigid on the Church of Glastonbury Tor, and it's said that in this carving she is milking a cow. Now this apparently comes from some legend of St Brigid coming to the abbey and leaving some reliquaries behind which had healing powers. So there is a connection with Brigid to Glastonbury, but mainly she was connected to domestic agriculture, especially cows and cattle and all kinds of nurturing and milking associations. So Imbolc is of course the time of the first sheep's milk. The word actually means ewe's milk. So I thought it would be a good idea to come and see if I can find any sheep around. Now mainly this is agricultural land and there aren't many sheep here, but there is a farm here. I'll just turn around. There's a wee farm here that has some domestic animals that I can sort of walk through this public footpath. So let's go and see if we can find any lambs. It might be a bit early yet. See if we've got any animals about. I heard bleat. Hey, gorgeous. Imbolc. Oh yeah. Curious cows. Are you pretty? Oh, lovely. You think? Well, no, I can't find any sheep around here. Well, I think that's a pig pen, but it's very quiet today. So sadly, no sheep about, and no lambs about, but I think it's a bit early. So, never mind, got out and got some fresh air, and my battery's about to die, so I'll see if I can get a few more shots of farmyard animals, and then I don't think I'm going to find any lambs. That's cute, that's very cute. So, the goddess Brigid, Saint Brigid, is associated with healing wells as well. So it was kind of traditional to visit a healing well or a healing spring at Imbolc and to tie cluties to the tree, which were little wishes. Obviously these days ribbons are made of nylon, so it's not recommended unless you've got something biodegradable. But yeah, Brigid's association with healing also connects to her association with snakes. And the healing energy, of course, is the Kundalini, which is why we have the symbol of two intertwining snakes as our symbol for medicine. So it's yet again this stripping away of the skin and to bring transformation and healing. So another suggestion is that the word Imbolc actually means fire in the belly, and this is connected to Kundalini too. It's also connected to the warming of the earth and the sprouting of the seeds. And I think it's connected to that beautiful orange haze that you kind of get at sunset through the grey cloud you get sort of burning fire coming up from the earth. That's what I think. And so she's also linked to fire and candles. And one spell is to place a candle in your window on the eve of Imbolc, and the idea is that the candle burns overnight and brings warmth to the earth. You could also do this in your garden. It's as a sort of fertility magic to bring about the sprouting of the seeds, a good crop, and abundance for the year to come. So really, there are many aspects of Brigid, and one of them is the fire in the belly, the kundalini snakes, and the sprouting of seeds with the warming earth. So here we are, waiting in anticipation for the rising sun and the returning warmth to the earth. And yeah, it could go either way at Imbolc, which is why the goddess has two faces. Talking of two faces, I will have to show you the end of that painting, so I'll just stick that on the end of this video. I'm not too pleased with it. It's just practice for me, and to be honest, patience means that I could spend another few days on it, but I'm just going to call it nearly done because I have to get this video up. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I wish you all the best for Imbolc, and if you're planting seeds, I hope that they all come to fruition. So I hope to speak to you all next time, and cheers, and see you soon. Bye.
So many days is yet to come. Too many times has come to pass. Too many moments put aside. Getting out alive, getting out alive. Writing letters in the sand. Lost to ocean's gentle hand. Through the sunrise I will thrive. Getting out alive,
Oh, well, this is lovely. Just nipped quickly into the edge of Sherwood Forest and I came out to recharge my batteries. No, my car battery, it keeps going flat in the cold. Yeah, it's twice this week. Nice trip though. Oh yeah, should get a bit further afield now and then. Okay, cheers, thanks for watching. Let's hope my car starts. Bye.